Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday, or for some of you, Hump Day. This is John Kovacs Jr., president of Amplified Minds and founder of the Champion Circle. Man, oh man, am I just so excited to meet with you, to chat with you today. And some of the topics that we'll be covering will have to do to simplify your life. I was chatting with some friends just the other day, and as a result of this conversation, we started talking about all the different social media channels. And then they asked me, well, where do you spend most of your time commenting, and chatting with people? And I said, text message. And I said, look, like, if people are trying to reach me on social media, it takes me a good day or two to get back to them through the instant message platform. But if they text me directly, which I feel like is the most intimate communication form virtually, you can slide into my text messages. Then usually I'm getting back to you sooner than later. Now, for some of you, that's not the case, and I'm sorry. It's because my brain processes in a chronological order. So I answer texts by who texted me first. And when I've got 100 text messages in the inbox, it's tough to catch up. So there you go. But we'll be talking a little bit more about that today. I actually wanted to start today with a quote, and the quote actually comes from some of the steps from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Okay. So here we got it. Think and Grow Rich. Here's an awesome workbook style that I was gifted by Eric Swanson and the Habitude Warrior. Most of the speakers in the Habitude Warrior team signed this copy for me while I was emceeing their event in Houston. So that was very, very special to me. But I've been reviewing Think and Grow Rich this month, and I just wanted to read this to you guys. We're talking about the steps, okay? So we're talking about the steps to success. And when you set goals, right? When you set goals, and we talked a little bit about how to set a goal yesterday. And if your goal doesn't wake you up in the morning, if it's not the only mission you care about, and by not reaching that goal, you would rather die, a little harsh, but true. Let's kind of go along that context, right? So here's the first principle, okay? Principle number 1, be definite as to the amount of money you would like to make, right? There's a psychological reason for the definiteness, which will be described in the subsequent chapter. Okay, I shouldn't have read that part, but there you go, okay? So be definite as to the amount of money you'd like to make, where you want to be, what you want to be doing. And this is a goal based on strategy and wealth, right? And Think and Grow Rich is what we're talking about. So if you want to think and grow rich, by the way, this is the manual. I call it the Business Bible, but it's the manual for men and women who resent poverty. Okay, and resentment is such an interesting term for me. I have a lot of thought on that. So first, number 1 is be definite as to the amount you want to make. So just know, how much money do you want to make? Hey, just quick shout out to Carmen Ana Rivera. Thanks for joining us all the way from New Jersey. And Carmen actually jumped from this show yesterday over to Eric Swanson's show, his live hour. And I thought that was amazing. So Carmen, shout out to you. Appreciate you. Principle number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. So you've got a money amount, right? Step number 1 is be definite as to the amount of money you would like to make, right? And then step number 2 is determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. What are you willing to give? And I like how simply it's put, because is it willing to give up time? Is it willing to give up resources? Is it willing to give up sacrifice and job and so forth and a bunch of other things, right? There's so much more that you're probably willing to give in order to reach that. So I think that's good. So again, principle number 1, be definite into the amount of money you would like to make. Principle number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Okay, again, Napoleon Hill, we're getting deep here. Principle number 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Okay, so everything's got to be time bound. It's got to be time bound. You've got to be thinking about when I'm going to achieve this. I used to do a lot of training on we did webinar trainings, but I used to train people on how to make or how to build their dream board or their vision board, right? Shout out if you've got a vision board or a dream board. I'd love to know, and I'd love to know what's on it. By the way, shout out to Jennifer Patsfield, Leeds. Jennifer, thanks for joining us last week and the week before on the Global Virtual Summit. I'm so glad you were there, and you were such a great contributor. That's amazing. She says, I should bring up the comment here. Carmen says, hello from New Jersey. And Jennifer says, wow, that book is bigger than it looks on your desk. LOL. Morning, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Yes, this is a signed manual copy by the Habitude Warrior team. I helped co-host one of their events in Houston, and they signed it for me. And this is one of the manual blown up versions of the book. Now, I have another version of the book that's smaller than this, but this is good. So again, first, be definite in the amount of money you want to make. 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in order to attain the desired amount. And then 3, establish a definite date and when you intend to possess the money you desire. Okay? So first, you got to know what you want. Second, you got to know what you're going to do to get it. And 3, when are you going to do it by? And I was talking about how I used to train people on vision boards and dream boards. And when I would do this, a lot of the times people would be like, oh, in my dreams, I would love to become the next Tony Robbins, or I would love to become this. And I was like, that's awesome. That's a great dream board for a long time in the future. Let's focus on what you can do now. Where are the wins? Where are the little steps that are going to take you to get to that road? And we would talk about a 3 to 5 year plan. And currently, I should pull it up. I'll pull it up later. But on my dream board, I've got a few things that are easily attainable. And I'm running up on my 3 years here, and I'm getting close. I'm like a little over halfway finished with everything on my dream board. But it becomes a stepping stone, a milestone. My dream board isn't like this like bucket list, right? Don't mix up a bucket list with a dream board. You should mix your dream board with short-term commitments, right? It's that exact simple principle from principle number 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. All right, moving on to 4, right? Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. Action, action, action. Woohoo, says Jennifer. Woohoo, action. You've got to take action. Make a definite plan to carry out your desire. Begin at once. Okay, that's archaic communication tactics for start now. Go. You got this. You absolutely got this. Okay, that was principle number 4. All right, principle number 5, and then we'll get into some of the topics that we're going to talk about and discuss today. Woohoo! Write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire, name the time limit for the acquisition, state what you intend to give in return for that money, and describe clearly the plan which you intend to accumulate it. So step 5 is literally writing down steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Have you written these things down, right? This is blowing my mind. I've read this book a dozen times, and I'm rereading it. I'm like, oh, it is so clear on what I want. And I have not written it down. So go write it down. You're going to want to write it down. Write it down. Step number 6. This is my sign language, not like American Sign Language or International Sign Language. This is my sign language for 5 because I use one hand a lot, and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then what's 6? I just do this. Oh, that's hang loose. No, I gotta drop the thumb. This is my 6. Okay. Read your written statement aloud twice daily. Once just before retiring at night, and once after arising in the morning. I like how they started with that because they're just assuming that you're going to write it and then you're going to process it. And then before you go to bed, you're going to say clear and a concise statement of the amount of money you want to intend to acquire, the name, the time limit for which that acquisition will happen, state what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe the clear path through which you intend to accumulate it. Boom. That's it. Pretty simple, right? Guys, this is so simple. I love this. But let me read this again. This is step number 6, right? Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once before retiring at night and once before rising in the morning. And then in all caps, bold text, Napoleon Hill says, as you read, see, and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. So you don't just read it out loud and say, okay, I'm going to bed. Here's my daily statement. Here we go. And then you read the amount, you read the willingness to give and for that desire, you read that, okay, you don't do any of that. What you're going to do, what you're going to focus on is you're going to read, see, and feel and believe yourself already in possession of that money. Imagine, we call this intention and envisioning the future, right? You got to say it like you mean it. You got to say it like you want it. And you got to say it like you've already got it. How does that feel? Right? One of my favorite movies, childhood movies growing up as a kid is Rocket Man. If you remember that, it's a Disney movie. They take the nerd with them to Mars and he ends up saving the day and everything like that. But he gets his commander is stuck under the rover. And the nerd has to use the strength of 20 men to lift the rover so he could crawl out from underneath. And this is all in the midst of a giant sandstorm happening. And he's trying to lift and he's like, Commander, please call me mommy. And the commander's like, I would rather die. And he's like, no, I need to wield the strength of 30 men. They say if a woman's child is in danger, that if the cry from a child could help that mother wield the strength of 30 men, quick, Commander, call me mommy. And then he says, mommy, and he's like, say it like you. Okay, that's where I'm getting at. Say it like you mean it. And he says, mommy, and he just starts to lift the rover and he gets that. It's totally fun. You guys, it's such a good one. Okay, so those are the 6 steps from Napoleon Hill. But I digress, right? He goes on to say, it is important that you follow the instructions described in these 6 steps. It is especially important that you observe and follow the instructions in the 6th paragraph, right? You may complain that it is impossible for you to see yourself in possession of money before you actually have it. Here is where a burning desire, all caps, all bold, will come to your aid. If you truly desire money so keenly that your desire in an obsession, you will have no difficulty in convincing yourself that you will acquire it. The object is to want money and to become so determined to have it and convincing yourself you will have it. Okay, this right here in the book, Think and Grow Rich. Absolute legendary book, right? So there you go. Woohoo! That was awesome. Isn't that great, guys? It's pretty exciting. So let me know what you're learning from this. Let me know what's going on in your brains, what's going on in your thoughts. Today, I wanted to talk strictly about, and let me pull up some of my notes here because this is going to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's yesterday's. But let me know what questions, what thoughts you have. We were going to talk about social media today and how you can simplify your connections. Now, a lot of our connections, a lot of the connections that we build, and I just described to you in that story that I usually connect over text or in person. That's how I best connect. But when I'm actively reaching out, how do I simplify this process? Well, the other day I was thinking about all the messages I'm behind on in Facebook Messenger, all the messages I need to catch up in LinkedIn and Sales Navigator, all of the messages I need to catch up on in Instagram. I've totally neglected and thrown Snapchat off to the wayside. I'm not famous yet on TikTok, so I don't have that many people on TikTok following me, right? So all of this said, I ask you, how do you simplify? How do you simplify? I've got some ideas, some thoughts, some tools that just really made me feel like, oh man, I could definitely do this. And I can make it simple for you. Jennifer says, I'm learning that is so much more than just money. It's the whole big picture of connection, creation, and service. I agree. Absolutely. And out of context, Jennifer, Think and Grow Rich is talking about wealth status, but it's built around that fact that it's about creating and serving and connecting. So you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And this is what the topic of discussion is about today. As you spend time creating, connecting, and serving others, you will gain more appreciation, love, and exponential growth, or what I call prosperity, than you have ever in your life. I know that as a fact. I believe it. I walk it. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. So I feel like I need to go to the board, the whiteboard. So let me grab my my trusted markers here. A couple black, a couple blue. Okay. I just feel like this desire to take everyone with me over to the whiteboard. Let's have a whiteboard session. Okay. Follow me into our boardroom. Hey, there you go. All right. So here we go. Whiteboard session. Boom, boom, boom. Put my microphone there. Whiteboard session coming right up. And I need a prop so that you guys can see this board here. Hey, check this out. Boom. I got that there. Okay. And then we're going to erase all of this. I should do this beforehand, but I just get so excited in the moment that it's like, man, imagine describing all this stuff. Okay. Chalk talk, right? Here we go. Chalk talk with John Kovach. Isn't this lighting just awful? Let me turn on a light here. I'm just so excited to talk about this, okay? And maybe we can walk through it with everybody. I'm going to turn the light on here. Okay. Yeah, that'll warm up. All right, this will work for now. Boom. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm like trying to fix things. It's all connected. It is, Jennifer. Fancy, I know, right? Okay, so let's talk about our connections, right? Connections right here. Connections. And in our connections, there are dozens of ways that we try to connect, right? We try to connect via social media. We try to connect via text message. We try to connect in so many ways. It's interesting because we get lost in the process. For example, I'm a great case study in regards to this. Facebook, I'm not going to write it out. I'm just going to write Facebook Messenger, right? Messenger. Probably one of the most underrated ways to connect with people. Did you know that on Facebook Messenger, you can call, FaceTime, send messages, send documents? It's like the ultimate thing. I believe Facebook Messenger will replace email. In fact, I'm hopeful because I absolutely hate email. But it is what it is, right? And the good thing I like about it is you can't really like spam 1,000 people through Messenger. There's no way. You have to go in and individually type to them, which I love because it's personalized. So there you go. Facebook Messenger. I don't think you guys can see this. Let's bring you closer. I'm getting nitpicky here. There we go. There we go. Okay, I gotta bring my. There we go. Okay, so Facebook Messenger, right? Facebook Messenger is one of the best ways. How do you reach out to people? First of all, I think you should do this daily, and I think you should do personal messages only. Only. Okay. Personal messages only. I know my handwriting is better than a doctor's, so most of you can or should be able to read this. Okay. So personal messages only. And the reason why I say that is you definitely want to be personal with people. But if you send personal messages every day to people, you stay connected. Now, what are some of the things you can stay personally connected to? I'm trying to simplify this platform and this process for everybody because I get so many people, especially on LinkedIn, okay? And on LinkedIn, they send me this massive first message, and it's like, here, follow my products. This is what I do, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm already turned off, and I already want to delete them, and I regret even connecting with them in the first place, okay? But what I can do is I can create a relationship. And by creating a relationship, you can reach out to people and just say, hi, thinking of you. Some of you are like, that's creepy, right? I appreciate you. You are awesome. Personal, okay, awesome, creative, collaborative, simple, right? Facebook is very informative. Yeah, it is. Thank you, Carmen. As you think about how you would connect with people, think about just a fun and let's use the word congenial, a congenial way of connecting. Simple, quick, right? Some people would argue with me and they would say, no, you've got to ask a leading question. It's like, look, way too much strategy. We're trying to simplify and maintain and build relationships. Imagine, and I was talking to a friend the other day, shout out if he's watching or listening, Willie Blake. We were talking and he was like repeating something that Dean Graziosi was saying in one of his books. And in this book, he was talking about how it's so hard. It's so easy to make friends and to maintain friends. Like all of us can maintain friends, but only a select few people can maintain friends for 10 years. So treat people like you expect you are planning on spending 10 years with this person. That's why it's so dark in here. I didn't turn on the light. There you go. So think about that projection, that trajectory. I'm going to be focusing on 10 years of relationship development with this person, okay? And so simple as thinking of you, I appreciate you, you're awesome, okay? Now there's follow-up to that, right? That's where you can insert questions. That's where you can start sharing things, but don't come in with a long thing. And I've learned this, and I get really, really tied up because when I get typing, I like to type a bunch of stuff. But I've learned that when you communicate to people in small, short text messages, think of Twitter, for example. When you text people, no one wants to read the paragraph. Everyone wants to read the quick little blurb because it keeps them wanting more. It keeps them wanting a little bit more than you're giving. And that's what leads to a deepened relationship. Now, when you're networking and connecting with strangers online, as you do this, stick to short answers before you get into anything. The second somebody says, so what do you do for work? And you're like, and you create an entire list and paragraphs and books and a novel of a response, you've already failed. You've already lost them. What you've got to do is say, I help people do this. Simple. Boom. There you go. And once you do that, you say, in fact, let me tell you a story and make a quick story, like no more than 2 sentences. Helped someone last week, right? Here's a great example. Yesterday, I came on the show and I said, anyone interested in starting a podcast and they are so overwhelmed with all the resources in the world, I can teach you in 30 minutes how to build a podcast that will pay you. Okay. And I'm going to be launching that and I'll be sharing that link here in just a minute. But I shared that with everyone and I said, look, that's it. I help people build their podcast so that they can create content and get paid. Boom. That's it. And then I can say, I helped a guy last week set up his, and we got it done in less than 30 minutes, and he's already off to the races. Doesn't that sound great? Boom. That's what I would do if I were helping people. But I don't need to say like, I build podcasts. Would you like to get on a phone call and discuss the terms of my conditions and how I can help you and blah, 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 blah. Like no one cares. There's a reason why nobody presses, yes, I will read every single line of the terms and conditions that are on this agreement, right? You guys, no one does that. So because no one does that, stop treating people like they will. Start treating people like humans. They want to be treated like humans. So Facebook Messenger, very, very, very easy to use. You can do you can do video messages and so forth. I love replying with a voice message or a video message. Just shows that I care. It shows that I took time to respond rather than text, but at the least, do something with text. Jennifer says, sweet. Yes, I want to know. I want to podcast. Cool. Jennifer, I will contact you. I'll send you a link. It's going to be tomorrow. And even if you miss it, like I'll have the recording, but I can show you how to build your podcast in less than 30 minutes, one that will get you paid. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Facebook Messenger. We covered it. Boom. All right. Connections. Again, we just talked a little bit about this, but LinkedIn. My frustrations with LinkedIn are that people are inconsistent. They are just like me, where they would rather communicate over phone, in person, text, or email. But then they never catch regular conversations through the messenger part of LinkedIn. And because of that, LinkedIn is like turned everyone off from the conversations because everyone's trying to sell everyone on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not a selling platform. LinkedIn is a relationship building platform. So what you want to do is invest in the relationship. Simple things like tell me more about you. Okay? I don't like that, but it's a start, right? Tell me more about you. Here's the thing. I hate, when people are stirring up a strategy when they say stuff like, oh, tell me what you do. And then they move into, this like really weird side angle of, oh, well, that has nothing to do with me, but here's what I do. And I want to get on a phone call with you, right? Relationships are built on the next step. So find common ground. But what I hate is they say, what do you do? And literally I'm like, did you look at my profile? Or did you just press accept or invite? We connect and you just said, what do you do? And I think that's what happens. The way the functionality of the app is built so that it would make people easier to connect, but it's not necessarily built for us to build lasting relationships that last years on end, right? They go for 10 years or so. So there's a thought for you. Hey, look at this. Kessa Gooden's in the house. Hi, appreciate you joining in. So again, all of this matters because you need to simplify how you build relationships. So tell me more about you is a better question than, so what do you do? Just look at my freaking profile. Look at my profile. That's what you need to know. And if you don't have a good profile, then you just know that these guys are stirring up a strategy because you're not that like connectable, right? You're not that easy to connect with. So LinkedIn, again, drive conversation, but everything should lead to a call, in-person meeting. There we go. In-person meeting, or one of my favorites, lunch. Now, if you're connecting with people all the way across the world, you must be doing it for a job or connecting or whatever, but only connect with people in your local area. Where's it going to go if I connect with someone 4 states over, right? It's good to have that information, but it's important for you to also have a strategy for your local area. It's funny when I go live, so many people try to connect with me, and because of that, I get these messages like during the middle of my streams. And sometimes I'm like, are you watching or are you trying to reach me? Like, what's going on? People, man. I love it. I love it. So there you go. There's my thoughts about LinkedIn. Now, Instagram. Let's talk Instagram. Now, I didn't want this to become like some social media lesson, but I want you guys, we're going to use a different color. Ooh, I like the blue. Okay. Instagram. Right? Instagram is a collaborative platform. Okay. Everyone thinks that Instagram is a place for people to get more likes, more follows, and show off their, their beach body pictures, right? And while that has a place and a purpose, Instagram is a collaborative platform. So don't reach out to people and ask them to do stuff for them. Connect with people on Instagram with the intention of creating a partnership, a relationship that leads to something. You can do that on LinkedIn too. You can do it on Facebook too. But Instagram specifically is, wow, I love your content. I love your content or your page, right? I love your content or your page. Now offer something. Let's work together. Why? I like that squeak. I can connect you with X, Y, and Z. Right? I love that squeak. For those of you at home who are wrenching in pain, I apologize. Okay. So Instagram's a collaboration platform. Everyone wants to show off their own stuff. So how do you attract them? Man, I love your content. Your page is so awesome. I followed it. By the way, let's work together. I can connect you with valuable people who will like your page more and get you more views, more engagement, more follows. How does that sound? Awesome. Let's do that. You follow me back and I'll promote you in the next post, or I'll promote you on my story, or we'll go live to each other and we'll have a good time. Let's create an IGTV movie or video together, right? That's a collaborative space, but that's kind of the purpose of it. What I'm trying to tell you guys to do is here on social media, simplify your connecting process. If you don't simplify, you will be overwhelmed. You'll be like me at times when I'm like, man, I got to catch up on 100 messages. I got to figure out what I need to do in order to improve my situation with LinkedIn or blah, 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 right? You need to just find a place, a way so that you can connect with people easier. But what I've learned is when you know what these platforms are used for, that is a great, great, great way to build a relationship. I'm still studying. I'm still learning TikTok. So don't ask me questions about TikTok. I'm getting better at it, but I still have a lot to learn and a lot to grow from that product. But what I've learned is that just be yourself. Okay. Just be yourself. And if yourself is, I like to write novels, well, let people know. Hey, I love your page. By the way, I write novels when I text. If you like my page too, and we become friends, where's a great place to do that? Just set the standard, right? Set the boundaries up immediately and just know that that person wants to watch what they are willing to dive into. Okay. So let's talk about one other thing. Okay. That was great information. Thank you, John. Pat on the back, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I'm moving back to black. That was kind of fun. I just wanted to use that. Well, let's talk about text. Okay. I love text. Text platforms. So the average email campaign receives about less than 15% open rate and less than a 10% click rate, and then less than a 5% actually conversion rate. Okay. And those are some rough numbers I pulled out of some studies and some of our data and just general marketing feedback and whatnot. So as I pull that out, I wanted to share with you guys that they're not really high conversion rates. But what do you see in your text messages when you've got something unread? You see a dot, and that dot drives us nuts. We have to open that dot. Rarely, very rarely, do people delete the text message before they read it. Rarely. Whereas an email, I go through all my unreads, and if anything doesn't look awesome, or if I'm just like not interested, I'm just like, how the heck did you get into my inbox? I delete them all. I delete all my emails. Okay. But in text, I see that and I'm like, well, it must have been important. Click, read, glance, then I swipe to delete. Or I reply, no thanks, or hey, what's up? Let's chat. Let's get together, right? So I love text. Text is a great place. It's probably one of the most intimate and virtual platforms to get into each other's lives and to connect with people. But what is difference between text and like Messenger, WhatsApp, and all these things? The difference is, even though there's a Messenger app, right? There's a iMessages or whatever. It's not really an app. It's a function of our phone that we're used to, that we're required to. Hey, everybody. Natalie Susi in the house. Whoop, whoop, she says with a smiley face. I appreciate you. And by the way, Natalie, we should talk here soon. I know we got some other things coming up, but I would love to talk with you one of these days, interview you about communication. And in fact, if you're interested, just let me know. I'll send you a link and we can chat up in the last 10 minutes here of this live hour. But Natalie is a professor, a highly esteemed professional in the education world. And Natalie is also somebody who is very, very knowledgeable about intentional communication. She is amazing. And I'm just proud to call her a friend. And guys, by the way, for those watching, I was connected to Natalie through Habitude Warrior, through Eric Swanson. So I'm grateful for that connection. Okay. Hey, Natalie, Jennifer says hi too. So we're talking about text messages. And text messages are probably one of the easiest intentional virtual ways to connect with people. So what do you do in text message? Again, the rules and the standards still apply. Long paragraphs, extremely long text messages. Those are tough, okay? That's very, very tough. But short and concise, less than a sentence, okay? Less than 2 sentences maximum is a great way to extend your communication text. But remember, all virtual connection is built on how do we get in person or face-to-face or get to lunch or go to an activity. That's how you build relationships. And remember, we're not building relationships for the sale. We're not building relationships for interest of coming to our event. We build relationships with an idea that 10 years down the road that we'll be golfing or that we'll be hanging out in a hot tub together, because that's the time we're going to spend building these relationships. And you do that and treat everyone the same way, right? Your intention is to go big with everybody. And why? Because it's a powerful platform. Okay, I'm good with mobile. We're going back to the desk. I know, we're so fancy. Isn't this awesome? We're going back to the desk here. All right, I'm wondering how long that microphone was unplugged. All right, let's just see. Audio. Let me know, guys. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what happened. If you couldn't hear me for the last 30 seconds, that would be amazing. Carmen says, yes, short and sweet always gets my attention. Same here. I'm just talking about from personal experience, right? As I write text messages, I want to convey the best message. This is why I loved Twitter. Twitter was amazing, or is amazing, because you had to keep messages short and concise and deliver the power, right? And we need to take a lesson from that. 20 seconds. Okay, cool. 20 seconds of lapse. I appreciate that. You're up. Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you so much. And anywho, this is an awesome one. A very, very good book that I would highly recommend is this book, Captivate by Vanessa Van Edwards. Captivate talks about the communication principles and how to captivate audiences. And I love just pulling out those little essences of information that people can gain when they realize how connecting and creating and capturing your audience can do. They train us as public speakers growing up. They train us to captivate our audience by, grabbing their attention, by using stories, by using examples, by putting ourselves in your shoes and sharing that story, describing the hero's journey and so forth. All of that is super effective and amazing. Okay. So how do you simplify that? How do you boil that back down to something very, very simple? Well, the answer is you just got to be you, but you got to be you in a brief, concise way. Imagine if I gave all of myself to you. Okay. Imagine if I gave everything I could to you. I would be exhausted. Well, first of all, and second, that there would be nothing else to give. Well, there's a point to this, right? If I gave people enough, wouldn't that string them along a little bit further? Okay. If I gave you everything, then there's no like looking forward to the future, right? I need to give of myself in brief bits. And I learned this as we own a mastermind, and we're a mastermind company, and we do a lot of networking events. And at some of our masterminds, we were trying to figure out why some members were not coming back. And I was like, it makes sense. We've given them everything, and we want their participation. We want them. We're happy that they're having success and they're off on their own, doing their own thing in the world. And the statistics on that are justifiable. But I would say that we gave them everything. I mean, that's a great way to oversell yourself, right? Is giving too much of yourself. So by holding back and simplifying and giving people the intrigue, I think it's amazing. So she says, keep it short and sweet is always getting my attention. Cool. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that's some good information. And I hope that you learn a little bit from that. I'm a firm believer in building great relationships and connections via text message. At least that's where I answer the most. Now, I have an intentional goal every day of jumping onto the Messenger app, not Facebook, but the Messenger app. Okay. And on the Messenger app, I reach out to 15 people. Okay. So in the mornings, one of my first things I do, and I got to change this habit or the way that I do it, because I don't like looking at my phone in the morning. It kind of sets your day up for I'm going to look at my phone every hour, every minute. Okay. But what I do love is I love connecting with people first thing in the morning. And there are other ways to do that. There are subtle ways to do it. But I love connecting with at least 15 people and having those conversations. Now, you don't have to like type and sit and wait and be like, when are they going to respond? Just respond when you get to it. Okay. Be natural about it. Be you. Don't get overwhelmed. Simplify your processes, because as you reach out to more and more people, you start to fill your circles in. Let me see if I erased it. On my whiteboard from last week, we talked about the 4 circles of influence, right? And in the 4 circles of influence, you find a lot of opportunity to identify and strengthen your relationships within your network and within the network you possess. Okay. I think they're 2 varying groups. So there's some important information to you about connecting and the simplicity behind it. Any one of these topics, any one of these features can be a simple segment of its own, but I just wanted to share with you what simple tools you can use to build relationships. Now, my name is John Kovacs Jr. I am president of Amplified Minds, a mastermind networking company that builds relationships. And the Champion Circle, which I founded, is a group that was designed to help you build strategic relationships that get you paid. Okay. We walk everybody through the processes of working with each other, building partnerships, building relationships that last forever and not just a sale or a conversation. And that's one of my favorite things about networking is where could we go? What could we do? How exciting is it to get into a boardroom, to go to a whiteboard like that and do some chalk talk and just map out the future, to think about and dream about the possibilities together. It's one of my favorite things to do with humans. Absolutely one of my favorite things to do. So as you are sitting at home, sitting at work, as you're watching this, wherever you're at, if you're replaying this, I just want to share with you that success isn't easy, but success is simple. And that's what I'm learning as I reread Think and Grow Rich, as I'm listening to High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. Any one of these books, any one of these programs we've talked about, it's simple. It's so simple, you guys. One of the hardest books for me to read was this book right here. This one. This was a very, very difficult one to get through. Getting to Yes. Okay. Now, there were a lot of steps. There are a lot of parts of negotiation and avoiding argument and contention. But I realized as I was reading it that it wasn't an easy read, but it was simple. The process of building relationships is so fine. So there you go. All right. That wraps up our content for today. Again, I wanted to shout out 2 announcements here. Let me pull this up so that you have the right information. Okay. I'm going to post here in the comments section an invitation to my Zoom meeting where I'll teach you how to build a podcast in 30 minutes. Okay. Where I teach you to build a podcast that pays you in 30 minutes. Got it. Okay, when is it? It's going to be tomorrow, May 7th. Boom, boom, boom. And then it's going to be a register in advance, so you will receive a confirmation email. This is important because you will get a lot out of this. Ready? Posting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the comment section right there is a link. And in that link, you can go and sign up for a free 30-minute session where I'm going to teach you how to build a podcast that will get you paid in less than 30 minutes. I've actually clocked it. It takes me personally about 15 to 18 minutes total to do it, but 30 minutes to instruct and to share with you and to guide you through it. Okay. I will take you step by step. I will show you the resources and I will get you everything you need. And a lot of this will make you uncomfortable, but will get you into a comfortable scenario where you've already produced content. Okay. So this is going to be exciting. I can't wait. So there you go. Carmen, Jennifer, if you're interested in learning more about podcasts, there's the link. Just by registering, even if you can't attend, I still will give you the information. So we've already got about 10 people signed up for this. And so I want to give people a few more options. Also, as a result of all that, let's just say you do it and you're like, I still need a little bit. I need to play this step by step. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to take me a little bit longer because I need to be simple and careful about this. I'll do it for you. I will absolutely do it for you. And we can talk about that tomorrow in that call. So if you want a done for you service, then we'll just chat about that. So there you go. A lot of information and great knowledge shared today. I absolutely love it. Says, thank you, Carmen. I appreciate the thank you. I appreciate the love. And by the way, if there's anything that I can do to serve you, if there's any questions I can answer, we've got 4 minutes and counting on this hour. Let me know. What can I do to help you and what can I do to serve you? And if I don't get any comments or questions, I'm just going to ramble. So if you want to hear a John rambling, that's what you're going to get. All right, we were talking about Napoleon Hill today and Think and Grow Rich. The 6 steps, or this is my personal sign language for the number 6, okay? 6. In fact, let me look up the number 6 in sign language. What is the number 6 in sign language? There we go. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Two different 6W and 9F. Oh my gosh, there's like 100 different messages here. They're spelling out the word. Yeah, hands down, I don't know how to do this. Jennifer says, thanks. I don't see the link. Uh-oh. Oh, you're probably following on one of my pages. Let me fix that for you. How about that? How about that? Let's go here. Great. I'm glad you said that, Jennifer, because I was probably posting it on here, but StreamYard. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Posting in less than 10 seconds. Countdown with me. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Let me know if it's there, Jennifer. Just posted the link on like everything. So there you go. But that will be recorded. So even if you miss it, but I want you to be there because you can work through this side by side with me. I'll show you how to do this. And it's so simple. I use a platform. I have no secrets. I use a platform called Anchor that does it for you. And they have a way for you to get paid. Okay. I love it. I absolutely love it. In fact, proof that I posted it. Here you go. Share my screen. Just the application window, please. And share it. And boom, there you go. See, look, I posted. Boom, boom, boom. There it is right there. Ta-da. Okay, that's an ugly, ugly link. I learned that the other day from Mr. Eric Swanson. Let's stop that screen share. Boom. So there you go. Really, really great tools. Nope. Try refreshing. And if not, Jennifer, right after this hour, I will send you a personal invitation to it. Sound good? Okay. No worries here. Appreciate you all. This has been an exciting year so far for me. I've been able to speak on multiple stages, physical stages, and I've been able to speak on multiple webinars and virtual summits, including the Global Virtual Summit by Habitude Warrior. I've been able to speak on the Entrepreneurial Launchpad or Rocket Fuel Launchpad by Kimberly Hobscheid. I've got another one coming up called Pivot. That's coming up soon. I'm just launching my stuff there. And we talk about the principles of accountability. One of my famous speeches that I speak on is the 4 irrefutable laws of high performance and accountability. In fact, you know what? Just because I'm feeling generous and I'm feeling good today, and today's awesome, amplifiedminds.com/ where is it? Oh, I'm going to share with you my ebook that talks about my famous speech, the 4 irrefutable laws of high performance. Okay. Boom. Nope. Posting it. Boom. Posted that in the link. There you go. I'm actually going to bring this one up on the screen. So amplifiedminds.com/ 4 laws of accountability. This is a PDF ebook of my simple famous speech that I give called the 4 irrefutable laws of high performance and accountability. If you'd like to download that, you're more than welcome to have it for free. So it's all for you. There you go. So many great things, so many great ways to connect. I appreciate you. I love you all. I hope that I can continue to serve you. And if there are better ways, please reach out to me. You shall see DMs from me very, very, very soon. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. That one showed up. Okay, that's good to know. Then let me do this. I'm just going to copy the link. It's a Zoom registration. It's very long and gross. Let me send this one to you. Copy link address. And I appreciate you working with me on the air because this is kind of fun. All right, that one showed up. Boom, boom, boom. Here is the Zoom registration link. Let's see if that worked. It's just a nasty link. I'm not going to show it on the screen. Cool? Because no one's going to go through and go us.o2web. No one's going to write that down. So just look in the comment section. If it's not there, I'll send you a personal message. But looking forward to hanging out with you guys. By the way, if you haven't checked out any of our content, I'm on YouTube. Boom. Amplified Minds, or you can go to boom, John Kovac, or you can just go to boom, my Facebook page, boom, or you go boom, there's John Kovac again, and there you go. So if you're following me personally or you're on our profile page, there you go. That's what we do. We share this live hour every day of the week, and I've been doing this for 8 weeks straight. Can you believe that? 8 weeks straight, and I've got 8 weeks worth of content. We just launched, last announcement, we just launched a virtual assistant company based in the Philippines, working with some incredible people. My mission and purpose of working with Filipinos is to literally get them off the streets so that they don't have to break their backs doing physical labor. We hire exceptional people. And what we do at our new virtual assistant business entitled Content Caddy, we help influencers, speakers, authors, mentors, and so forth. We help them with their video content. All you do every day is shoot one video. And then that video turns into an ebook, a PDF, a download, a few blogs, a few posts, and graphics that we create on the back end within 24 hours to have for you to launch and use for your marketing structure. So that's it. It's a super simple presence. Just think of it as Content Caddy. I need a club to hit the gold on this drive. Boom, hit the gold, and I expect it by the time I get down to my ball that it'll be in good placement. That's exactly what Content Caddy is doing. So Jennifer says, I look forward to the link in the PM. Love your energy. Thank you. Jennifer, thank you. I love your energy and your connectedness, and I feel like we've met each other in a past life. You're just an awesome person. You're so well connected, and I'm happy to have you in my world, in my realm, and in my life. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. And if you're going to join us at 2 p.m., that's Mountain Time, we will be launching a podcast series, 30 minutes to building your podcast and getting you paid. Love you all. Take care. Looking forward to another opportunity.